The Miss Teen Promise Connection.
Hello, I'm Franchesca Parker, host of the Teen Promise Connection. I'm on the road in Dermot, Arkansas, looking for life touchers.
The Miss Teen Promise Connection, featuring Nora Turner Briggs. This program is brought to you in part by Teen Promise Incorporated, Angel K Entertainment Productions, and the Evan Pat Foundation. Your host, Franchesca Parker.
Hello, and welcome to Miss Teen Promise Connection Update. I am your host, Franchesca Parker. Today we will begin our Life Toucher series where we spotlight individuals making an impact in their community, trailblazing a path for the next generation to follow. Today we are proud to spotlight Nora Turner Briggs. We're so happy to have you here today. So I know that you were an educator for many years. So can we talk a little bit about that? What inspired you to become an educator?
Well, growing up, I was with children in my church, and I loved to work with the children, so I wanted to do something to help children. I was in St. Paul Baptist Church at an early age, at about 10 up. I was a member of that church, and we would work with the youth department.
Okay.
I was a member of the youth department at an early age, at least before I was 10.
Did you talk to your family and tell them, I want to go to college, I want to be a teacher? How did that go?
Oh, what happened is I was going to college in Tennessee, and so someone told my mom that, well, she doesn't need to go there in Tennessee to school, but why let her go to Little Rock to the Philando Smith College.
Is that where you graduated from?
No, I didn't. I started teaching before I graduated from college,
Okay.
and I was blessed to get a job at age 22. In a teaching position in a one-room school. And the last place I was hired to work was McGehee, Arkansas, and I worked there for 21 years.
Wow. Impressive resume.
So my whole time teaching was 38 years.
Wow. Okay. So can you tell me about any memorable students? Do you have any standout moments that stick out of any students maybe that you taught along that journey?
Oh yes, I have many, so many that I couldn't even call their names because I loved all the children that I work with every day.
Okay. Do you ever see any around town now? Do you remember
Yes,
them that remember
I do.
you?
Yes, I do, because the male of our town was part of my class, and I had relatives that was in my class too, and I enjoyed them.
So did any of your students become teachers?
Oh yes, many of them became teachers. Miss Gamble became a teacher. Miss Olliette Goins became a teacher, and her husband, Mr. Goins, became a teacher. And I have many others that I can't remember all their names.
The Civil Rights Movement. How did the Civil Rights Movement affect Nora's teaching?
Sometimes I only had 3 of us in the
Oh,
class.
wow. So when you first started teaching, we were segregated.
Right.
Okay, so when you first started
And
teaching.
that's what I said, we were in this one-room school in Hadley.
Right.
And then we moved to Dermot.
Okay.
So then the integration, I wasn't here.
Okay.
I was in McGehee.
I see the photos of the Little Rock Nine,
Yeah.
So how was it for you being an early teacher and then was it a lot of chaos? Was it, do you kind of remember how you felt? Were you fearful? Because I feel like some educators may have been fearful.
Well, I don't remember feeling fearful or not because my children were all small and they were pretty well. You know, I could handle them pretty well. They were all, I really didn't have any great problems with them.
Did you have to change anything or any ways that maybe you did at your previous school when you went to McGehee?
Well, I had to remember that you try to treat all the children alike.
Do you remember where you were when Dr. King was assassinated? Okay.
I was yes, I believe I was in the classroom.
Okay. Do you remember like how the news spread? Did maybe everyone in the school start? Was it hysteria or?
Yes, it was sad, and I was really, really sad. Tears and all were flowing.
So, what do you think were some challenges during that time, during that civil rights time, that you faced as an educator, or just maybe as a woman, that we don't face today?
Well, back in those days, we were not able to enjoy all the nice things that all of us together like we can now, because we had to make sure we went to a place where we would be accepted, because there was a lot of places that we were not accepted to be in, like the hotels, the restaurants, and things. And traveling, we had to do different, because we were not able to stop at the cafeterias and the hotels, like the other people were.
So you had to pack your lunch.
We packed our lunch.
Family. What impact has family had on Nora?
You hear the word family. What feeling does that invoke? What does family mean to you?
Oh, family means the love you have for each other, the connection, it's the helpfulness that you give to each other, and just always there for them when they need it.
Do you have some favorite family memories that you can share?
Yeah, I do have favorite memories about all of my family members. The ones that years back growing up, they were always close. We were always close together. We always were helpful to each other. Whatever the case may be, we were always there for each other. And there were things that I needed that I was always given. And especially there was special things about the children when they were growing up. Whenever I would want to go someplace, I could carry any of them with me, and we would always get along. I never had to worry about where they were. They would always keep up where I could see them, and we just never did have any problems. And I was always given surprises. Now, this didn't happen with just one, but there were all of my first cousin, Lily Mae Parker's children. They were just like my children. So I have fond memories for all of them. Special trips that Barbara Ray used to give me, and traveling I used to do with my first cousin, Robert. And now coming down to Robert Lee and his wife, Faye, coming down to Franchesca, and coming down to Evangeline, when I used to keep her on weekends a lot. I guess I remember all of those days. I just remember Michael driving my car early when he was a teenager. So, yes. And really now, Robert is there on a call every time. If I need anything, he's always there.
Community service. When did Nora start making a difference in her community?
How long have you been working in the community to make a difference?
Well, I go back as a young person. I came up in the St. Paul Baptist Church, and there were like a lot of community things that we used to do as children. So I just always did that with helping whatever that was in the community to be done that young people could do. I started off doing that, and then as I grew older, I still worked with whatever there was to do in the city, and so I still do.
Wisdom keys. What are the key things in life that will take the young and the young at heart far?
What does it mean to you to be a lady?
Oh, well, you have to be careful how you carry yourself as a lady. Be careful with how you speak, the things that you are involved in. the way you dress, and the way you treat people.
Okay. And so what does it mean to you to be a woman?
Well, I guess the same as you grow older, you do better as you grow older. So you still keep up that good works. And make sure that you stay with the Lord. That's one thing that I think all of us ought to do. As young people, as we get older, we should be sure that we try to do the things that's pleasing in the good Lord's sight.
Amen. What are 2 important characteristics of being a female leader?
Well, you really want to be shining light to someone behind you. You want to have done something that would impress someone else to want to do better.
Okay. What advice would you give to children in the area that say, oh, this is such a small town, I'm bored, there's nothing to do here?
You would join a church in your area. Be sure that you visit them, and that would be helpful to you give you something to do besides not doing anything. Make sure that go to the library and pick a book so that you can read. Use a spare time in reading too.
Kind of goes back to community, right?
Right.
You have community around you, you won't be as bored.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. What would you suggest to the younger generation to help them leave a lasting legacy?
Well, I would think that they would try to be helpful to each other and try to be sure that they do the right thing and don't go astray with those that are doing things that are not right. And I know they learn how to have good manners in school. And your parents teach you good manners too, and try to be sure you be obedient to those that are instructors for you.
Yeah.
Legacy. What legacy does Nora want to leave?
When you look back over your life, what impact or what legacy would you like to leave? What would you want them to say about Miss Nora Turner Briggs?
I would hope that I have been able to help somebody. And I hope that I have been able to help the children that came by me, that they can remember that I helped them to become what they are.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I've enjoyed talking to you, learning more about you and the legacy that you've left and will leave behind.
Well, thank you for having me.
Is Nora Turner Briggs a true life toucher? We recently sent our Teen Promise cameras to the Derma Public Library to connect with one of her former students. Here's what he has to say.
My name is Walter Donald, and I was a student of Miss Nora Turner. She was the best. Where other teachers at that time, corporal punishment was allowed, and the other teacher's solution to any problem was a strap. Hers was talking. She had such a soothe, calming voice that she could talk to you in such a way that she could make you believe that you could climb any mountain somebody put in front of you. I was a special case. I had some problems growing up, and I didn't want to really go to school. But when I got to her room, everything changed. That she took the time to work with me one-on-one, and you could go talk to her. And even as a kid, I knew that was something special, because most teachers were like, give me your paper, get out, but not her. And one day she even left me in charge of the class, and I just thought that was the best thing that's ever happened, and I have been a big fan of hers ever since. And even when I wasn't living here, if I came here, I always try to at least run into her or find her or something, because she's always been an inspiration to me. She gave me a love for reading. She gave me a love for learning. But most of all, she gave me a love for helping. She was always there for her students. She's definitely a life toucher, because she touched mine.
Nora Turner Briggs, a true life toucher. This has been the Miss Teen Promise Connection. Uh-huh.